Greetings, my fellow Clashers, and thank you so much for stopping by Clash of Clans Attacks, for yes, it is an unbeatable, notice the single quotation marks, base that wins a war, sort of, in this Clan War recap from Lost Phoenix. And the base that would prove unbeatable was LP Drew's number 32, this not that unusual anti-3-star setup. Gotta like the separation of the Eagle Artillery from the Town Hall. The Town Hall not that close to the edge, so it's not a gimme for 2 stars. And well, as these attacks get underway, we will see that not a single player on the other clan was able to successfully 2-star this base despite 5 attempts. Yes, there were 5 attacks on Drew's base, and none of them resulted in a 2-star victory. We saw Go Wee Wee, Go Wipe, and this attempt at a Queen Walk all fail on this base, and this Queen Walk doesn't really work out. Almost looks like the attacker decided to send everybody else in, and now you've got the Eagle Artillery activated. You have at least one case of the Lonely Golem at the bottom of the screen as it's stuck on the outside of that wall, and we are going to go ahead and fast forward to the end of this attack. Things just not working out. The Town Hall does fall, so it is a 1-star, but that is it. 42% is all this attacker gets, and it's one of the 5 attempts at this base. Here's another one. This is a little more traditional Go Wee Wee with 10 witches. So 10 witches, just 3 golems, and the 4 earthquake spells. And the problem here probably was the one single entry point for these units. Despite the fact that the golems are spread out for the beginning of the attack, you can see there is only one spot where that jump spell goes down where the units are going to go in, and that is going to cause them to funnel the units rather than funnel at the Town Hall. All of that damage coming from right around the Town Hall is going to stop this attacker as well, and another sub 50% attack. But like I said, we saw it again and again in different strategies. Here we've got a Go Wipe, a very wizard-heavy Go Wipe, 19 wizards, a haste spell, a poison spell, a couple of rages in there as well. This doesn't work out, even though this attacker spends a lot of time picking off outside structures. But even with that help, as we wrap up this attack as well, sub 50% once again, and again, that Eagle Artillery doing a lot of damage at the end of the raid. So in the end of this war, it was very, very close. In fact, there was just one 3-star attack on either side. And so what we've seen here is 5 attacks being used, 5 attempts at trying to get a 2-star. Had the first player succeeded in a 2-star, then that frees up 4 more attacks to go after other bases to try to grab another 3, or in the case of this other clan, even another 2-star attack just to even up the score. So thus far we have watched 4 failed attempts at 2-star wins over this anti-3 base, and here is the 5th, and this would be the closest one, the closest to get to 50%. And this player obviously had studied maybe the other attacks and knew that there were a lot of structures around the outside. In fact, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, so roughly 12% of this base free percentage points. Yet at the end, it just doesn't work out once again. The Eagle Artillery, again, because it's separated in distance from the Town Hall, active at the end of the battle, taking out those last units. And these 2 wizards almost get the job done. They are going to get to 49%. But that was as far as this attacker would get. And again, this was the best attack on LP Drew's base. So 49%, 5 attempts, and no 2-star wins. But on the Lost Phoenix side, we did have my favorite name, Dirk Diggler, moving in and taking advantage of the lack of an anti-3-star base design, using a little Queen Walk, Go Wee Wee Hog Rider giant earthquake attack. You know, very common. You see this all the time, every day. And so the giant's in there to kind of help keep the queen up. And it's definitely an unusual attempt. And we'll see, as the witches get deployed in a few seconds, it doesn't exactly seem to go right, but Dirk is going to pull out the 3-star anyway. There are the earthquake spells. There's the Hog Rider coming out. He wisely drops the Warden down, so now the aura from the Warden is going to help out along with the Rage spell, and that is going to get that Lava Hound down. The healers keeping the Queen at full health, and the Warden healing back up as well. On the far left-hand side, you can see the King, the Golem has gone down. And watch these Hog Riders go in to the left of all of these witches. And the witches, I don't think this was intended. They are going to take a detour around the outside side of this base. Now, the interesting thing is they sent 40 or 50 skeletons into the interior and then wandered off to the left here. You can see the warden has kind of followed them. Everybody in the dead center, a whole bunch of giants, the king's ability, a freeze spell on the expo and the far inferno tower helps keep those giants up a little bit longer. And at this point, you have a three-pronged attack. You've got the witches and the warden on the left, the queen and the healers on the right, down the middle, the golem, the king, and the giants, and everybody working their way downward. And again, right here, not really looking like a 3-star win. There goes the town hall for the 2nd star. But once this last inferno tower goes down, that is what spells doom for this base, because the majority of the witches are still standing. There they are off to the left with the grand warden and the archer queen. She is still near full health with her healers faithfully following, flinging first aid. She is going to get a lot of damage done. The witches will eventually fall, and what we will see is, once again, like I talked about recently on Valentine's Day, in fact, the Grand Warden spending time with the Archer Queen, and together they are going to wipe out the remainder of this base. So a surprising 3-star win from Dirk Diggler as the witches move on. Eventually they are going to fall to the splash damage. You can see 2 wizard towers are still left. They are going to go away, but there are the Archer Queen and the Grand Warden reunited once again as they wipe out the rest of this base. And this 3-star win from Dirk Diggler was the only 3-star win on the side of Lost Phoenix. Now, the other clan did have a 3-star win as well, but that is where LP Drew's base came in and clutched the win for Lost Phoenix. As we look at the log, you can see 1 3-star win on both sides, but the opposing clan, Atividad Brazil, only had 41 2-star wins. They left 3 bases just 1 starred, so I hate to say it out loud, but in the case of this clan war, 2 stars won this war. But in any case, that is it. Thank you guys so much for sticking around all the way to the end of this episode. Please let me know what else you would like to see from Clash of Clans attacks in 2016. Check out the YouTuber Clash Royale tournament and get ready for a global release. And yes, of course, I hope to see every last one of you back here again tomorrow for more full attacks. 2 stars win wars. Not really. Okay, this time.
Galidon, what was that you said? I'm going to call Mort